Physiological effects of amphetamine intoxication. When a person is intoxicated with amphetamines, they may experience increased alertness, enhanced focus, wakefulness, and energy; euphoria, feelings of happiness and increased confidence; increased heart rate, rapid pulse, and heightened blood pressure; reduced appetite, suppressed hunger; amphetamine withdrawal. Amphetamine withdrawal symptoms can be challenging and may include fatigue, extreme tiredness and lethargy; depression, persistent low mood; increased appetite, intense hunger and cravings for the drug; anxiety, restlessness and heightened anxiety; addictiveness compared to other substances. Amphetamines are considered highly addictive due to their potential to create both physical and psychological dependence. While they may not produce the same immediate physical withdrawal symptoms as some drugs, e.g. opioids, the intense psychological cravings and the cycle of tolerance and escalating use can lead to severe addiction. In conclusion, amphetamines represent a complex and challenging issue from scientific, therapeutic, and societal perspectives. Effective treatments and therapies are available, but the consequences of amphetamine misuse are far-reaching, impacting individuals, families, and economies. Understanding the risks and providing support are essential steps in addressing amphetamine addiction and its associated burdens. The life of someone entangled in the grip of amphetamine addiction is a journey fraught with profound challenges, courage, and the enduring pursuit of recovery. It's a path marked by relentless temptations, formidable struggles, and a constant battle against the shadows of despair. The journey commences with the deceptive allure of amphetamines, promising boundless energy, confidence, and escape from life's pressures. Yet beneath the initial euphoria lies a treacherous descent into the abyss of addiction. Struggles become a daily battle as relationships disintegrate, health deteriorates, and responsibilities crumble under the weight of amphetamine's grasp. The sadness that lingers is not just from the physical toll, but also the emotional toll, as amphetamine use isolates and deepens feelings of hopelessness. The stigma surrounding amphetamine addiction can be suffocating, leading to guilt and isolation. Society's judgment often casts shadows over the path to recovery, making it harder for individuals to seek help. But within this tumultuous journey lies resilience, the strength to admit vulnerability, the courage to confront one's demons, and the unwavering determination to rebuild a life free from the shackles of addiction. It's about finding hope in the darkest of moments, healing wounded relationships, and rediscovering a sense of purpose. As a society, it's crucial to replace judgment with empathy, recognizing that addiction is a battle many fight silently. Through compassion and support, we can help those on this arduous journey find their way back to a life of sobriety, health, and renewed hope. Cannabis. Cannabis, commonly known as marijuana or weed, is a plant that has garnered widespread attention for its varied uses. From recreational consumption to medicinal applications, let's delve into cannabis from a scientific, evidence-based, and addiction counseling viewpoint, exploring treatments, therapies, risks, mortality rates, economic costs, physiological effects, addiction potential, and the complex landscape of legalization. Understanding cannabis. Cannabis is a plant containing various psychoactive compounds, with delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, being the primary psychoactive component. It has both recreational and medical uses, and can be consumed in various forms, including smoking, vaporizing, edibles, and oils. Cannabis addiction and treatments. Cannabis use disorder, CUE, can develop when individuals misuse or become dependent on cannabis. Treatments for CUD include behavioral therapies, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and motivational enhancement therapy, MET, are effective approaches to address the psychological aspects of cannabis addiction. Medications. While no specific medications are approved for CUD, some treatments can help manage withdrawal symptoms and cravings. This is usually stepping someone down by using benzodiazepines over the 5-day detoxification period. Some severely dependent people need to be hospitalized for the detoxification period, whilst other mild to moderate dependencies can be treated by a GP prescribing diazepam during a home detox. Effective therapies for cannabis addiction. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT can help individuals identify and change problematic thought patterns and behaviors related to cannabis use. Motivational enhancement therapy, MET. MET enhances motivation and commitment to quitting cannabis. Risk factors for cannabis addiction. Several factors increase the risk of developing cannabis addiction. Age of initiation. Early initiation, especially during adolescence, is associated with a higher risk of addiction. Frequency and quantity. The more often and the greater the quantity of cannabis used, the higher the risk of addiction. Genetic factors. Genetic predispositions can influence an individual's vulnerability to addiction. Cannabis-related mortality and economic costs. Unlike some other substances, cannabis is not typically associated with fatal overdoses. However, it can contribute to accidents, injuries, and health issues, including mental health disorders and lung cancer. When a person mixes cannabis with tobacco, this can increase the likelihood of people becoming more dependent, and this also increases the risk of lung cancer. Cannabis alone can also be linked to lung cancer when it is smoked. The economic costs involve healthcare expenses, treatment programs, and law enforcement efforts related to cannabis-related offenses. Physiological effects of cannabis intoxication. When a person is intoxicated with cannabis, they may experience euphoria, feelings of relaxation, happiness, and altered perception, impaired coordination, reduced motor skills, and slowed reaction times. Increased appetite. Commonly known as the munchies, cannabis can intensify hunger. Cannabis withdrawal. Cannabis withdrawal symptoms can include irritability, increased irritability and mood swings, insomnia, difficulty falling and staying asleep, loss of appetite, reduced hunger and weight loss. Addictiveness compared to other substances. Cannabis is considered less addictive than substances like opioids or amphetamines. However, it can lead to dependence, particularly among heavy and frequent users. Medicinal benefits of cannabis. Cannabis has demonstrated therapeutic potential for various medical conditions, including chronic pain, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, and chemotherapy-induced nausea. Cannabidiol, CBD, a non-psychoactive compound in cannabis, is particularly notable for its therapeutic effects. Legalization of cannabis. The legalization of cannabis varies widely across countries and states. Several factors contribute to legalization. Pros: economic boost. Legal cannabis markets generate tax revenue and create jobs. Harm reduction. Regulation allows for safer products, reducing risks associated with contaminated or adulterated cannabis. Medical benefits. Legalization provides access to cannabis for patients who benefit from its medicinal properties. Cons: public health concerns. There are concerns about increased cannabis use, particularly among adolescents, leading to potential health risks. Safety concerns. The impact of driving under the influence of cannabis is a significant concern. Regulatory challenges. Establishing and enforcing effective regulations can be complex. Cannabis can impact mental health through its interactions with the brain's neurotransmitter systems, particularly the endocannabinoid system. Tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the psychoactive compound in cannabis, binds to cannabinoid receptors in the brain, leading to various mental and emotional effects. Initially, cannabis can offer a sense of relaxation and euphoria, which may temporarily alleviate symptoms of anxiety and stress. This occurs as THC interacts with the endocannabinoid system, reducing the release of certain neurotransmitters like gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, that regulate anxiety. However, prolonged or excessive cannabis use can have adverse effects on mental health. Chronic use can lead to changes in the brain's chemistry, disrupting the balance of neurotransmitters. For example, while THC initially reduces anxiety by inhibiting GABA release, over time this can lead to GABA receptor desensitization, resulting in increased anxiety and restlessness when not using cannabis. Additionally, cannabis can exacerbate underlying mental health conditions, particularly in individuals predisposed to conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or generalized anxiety disorder. It may trigger or worsen symptoms such as paranoia, hallucinations, and mood instability. Furthermore, excessive cannabis use can impair cognitive functions, memory, and motivation, affecting one's ability to manage daily life stressors. In summary, cannabis's impact on mental health is complex, with initial relief from anxiety potentially giving way to increased anxiety and other mental health issues due to its influence on neurotransmitter systems and brain chemistry. Understanding these effects is crucial for individuals using cannabis and healthcare professionals, providing care to make informed decisions about its use. In conclusion, cannabis is a multifaceted substance with complex implications for health, society, and the economy. While it has potential therapeutic benefits, it also presents risks, especially when used recreationally. Understanding the scientific and counseling perspectives surrounding cannabis is essential for informed decision-making regarding its use, regulation, and potential for addiction. The life of someone grappling with cannabis addiction is a journey marked by unique challenges and a quest for liberation. It's a path shaped by tantalizing temptations, resilient struggles, and poignant moments of sorrow. The journey commences with the allure of cannabis, promising a temporary escape from life's stresses and a comforting cocoon of relaxation. Yet beneath the initial relief lies the intricate web of addiction. Daily life becomes a relentless struggle as relationships fray, Ambitions falter and motivation wanes beneath the persistent haze of cannabis use. The sadness that shadows addiction isn't merely from the physical toll, but also the emotional isolation and the weight of missed opportunities. Stigma adds to the burden, casting judgment on those seeking recovery. Society's misconceptions compound the anguish, making it challenging to seek help. Yet within this tumultuous odyssey lies resilience, the strength to admit vulnerability, the bravery to confront inner demons, and the unwavering determination to rebuild a life unshackled from addiction's grip. It's about finding hope amid despair, healing fractured bonds, and rediscovering a sense of self. As a society, empathy is essential. Replacing judgment with compassion recognizes that addiction is a battle fought quietly. Through support and understanding, those on this arduous journey can find their way back to a life of clarity, well-being, and renewed purpose. Tobacco. Tobacco addiction stands as one of the most pressing public health challenges globally, affecting millions of lives and imposing a significant economic burden. This comprehensive exploration delves into the science of tobacco addiction, evidence-based treatments, the pros and cons of cessation methods, therapy effectiveness, demographics, and the evolving landscape of tobacco use, including vaping. The impact of tobacco addiction. Tobacco use, primarily through smoking, is responsible for a staggering number of deaths worldwide. In the United States, Europe, and Australia, tobacco-related health issues, including lung cancer, heart disease, and respiratory illnesses, account for a significant proportion of fatalities each year. The economic costs in terms of healthcare expenditures and lost productivity are astronomical, with billions of dollars spent annually to address tobacco-related illnesses. The biology of tobacco addiction, nicotine, the active compound in tobacco, is a highly addictive substance. When a person smokes, nicotine rapidly enters the bloodstream, stimulating the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, which creates feelings of pleasure and reward. This neurochemical response reinforces the smoking behavior, leading to addiction. Withdrawal symptoms and cravings. When someone attempts to quit smoking, they often experience a range of withdrawal symptoms. These can include irritability, anxiety, depression, increased appetite, and intense cravings for nicotine. These symptoms can make quitting exceptionally challenging. Evidence-based treatments. Various treatments are available to help individuals quit smoking, and their effectiveness can vary from person to person. Some of the most common evidence-based treatments include nicotine replacement therapy, NRT. NRT products like nicotine gum, patches, and lozenges provide a controlled dose of nicotine to reduce withdrawal symptoms. Prescription medications. Medications such as varenicline, Chantix, and bupropion, Ziban, can help reduce cravings and withdrawal symptoms. Behavioral therapies, counseling and behavioral interventions, including cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can address the psychological aspects of addiction and provide coping strategies. Support groups. Participating in support groups or smoking cessation programs can offer encouragement, motivation, and a sense of community during the quitting process. The pros and cons of cessation methods. Each cessation method has its advantages and disadvantages. NRT provides a controlled nicotine dose but may still perpetuate nicotine addiction. Prescription medications can be effective but may have side effects. Behavioral therapies and support groups offer psychological support but may not be sufficient alone. Therapy effectiveness. The effectiveness of cessation therapies varies among individuals. Combining multiple approaches, such as medication and counseling, often yields the best results. Success also depends on a person's motivation to quit and their support system. Vaping, a controversial alternative. Vaping, the use of electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes, has emerged as a controversial alternative to traditional smoking. While some people use vaping as a smoking cessation aid, concerns exist about its safety, particularly among youth. Vaping products may still contain nicotine, making them addictive, and there are potential health risks associated with inhaling aerosolized substances. Safe vaping. The concept of safe vaping is still a topic of debate. Some experts argue that vaping is less harmful than smoking traditional cigarettes because it lacks many of the harmful chemicals found in tobacco smoke. However, the long-term health effects of vaping are not fully understood, and the safest approach remains not using any nicotine-containing products. Demographics of tobacco use. The demographics of tobacco use have shifted over the years. While smoking rates have declined in many high-income countries, tobacco use remains prevalent in certain populations, such as those with lower socioeconomic status, individuals with mental health conditions, and specific ethnic or racial groups. Emerging markets in some low- and middle-income countries have also seen an increase in tobacco use. Measures to reduce smoking. Various measures have been implemented in primary healthcare and public policy to reduce smoking rates. These include tobacco taxes. Increasing the price of tobacco products through taxation can deter smoking. Smoke-free laws banning smoking in indoor public spaces, workplaces, and hospitality venues reduces exposure to secondhand smoke. Advertising restrictions. Limiting tobacco advertising and promotion, especially to young people, can reduce the appeal of smoking. Graphic warning labels. Mandating graphic warning labels on cigarette packages can increase awareness of the health risks. Cessation programs. Offering smoking cessation programs and resources in healthcare settings supports individuals trying to quit. Changing demographics. In the United States, Europe, and Australia, smoking rates have declined over the past few decades. This decline is partly due to successful anti-smoking campaigns, increased awareness of health risks, and the implementation of smoking bans in public places. However, certain demographic groups, such as individuals with lower education levels and those with mental health conditions, continue to have higher smoking rates. Global smoking trends. Tobacco consumption varies widely across countries. While high-income countries have made progress in reducing smoking rates, many low- and middle-income countries are experiencing an increase in tobacco use. China, with its large population, has the highest number of smokers globally. Nicotine social acceptance and smoking stigma. Nicotine social acceptance, nicotine as the primary addictive component in tobacco, is generally not stigmatized to the same extent as smoking itself. It's found in various forms, including nicotine replacement therapies, NRTs, like nicotine gum and patches, which are widely accepted and used to help individuals quit smoking. These products are often seen as a helpful tool in the journey to smoking cessation, rather than something socially unacceptable. Smoking stigma in developed countries. In developed countries, there has been a significant shift in public perception of smoking over the past few decades. Smoking has become increasingly stigmatized due to well-documented health risks, aggressive anti-smoking campaigns, and legislation banning smoking in public places. In these regions, smokers often face social disapproval, and smoking is considered a negative and unhealthy habit. Smoking in less developed countries. In less developed countries, the social acceptance and stigma surrounding smoking can vary widely. While some regions have adopted stricter anti-smoking measures, others may have less comprehensive tobacco control policies and a more accepting attitude towards smoking. Cultural factors, economic disparities, and limited access to education on the risks of smoking can contribute to differences in smoking norms. Smoking prevalence and public health spending by country. China. China has the world's largest population of smokers, with over 300 million adult smokers. Public health spending to address smoking-related issues is substantial, but exact figures vary. India. India has a significant smoking population with over 120 million adult smokers. The Indian government has implemented anti-smoking campaigns and tobacco control measures, but public health spending data is not readily available. Indonesia. Indonesia has a high smoking prevalence with over 76 million smokers. The country faces challenges in implementing effective tobacco control policies, and public health spending varies. Africa. Nigeria. Nigeria has one of the highest numbers of adult smokers in Africa, with an estimated 8.4 million adult smokers. South Africa. South Africa also has a significant smoking population with approximately 7.1 million adult smokers. Egypt. Egypt has a substantial number of adult smokers with around 7 million individuals who smoke. Kenya. Kenya has a growing smoking population with an estimated 2.5 million adult smokers. Ghana. Ghana has a lower but significant number of adult smokers with approximately 800,000 individuals who smoke. Public health spending varies, with some countries allocating significant resources to address smoking-related issues. Russia. Russia has a substantial smoking population with over 40 million adult smokers. Public health spending on smoking-related issues is a significant concern. Pacific Islands. Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea has a significant number of adult smokers, with an estimated 1.5 million individuals who smoke. Fiji. Fiji has a moderate number of adult smokers with approximately 170,000 individuals who smoke. Samoa. Samoa has a lower but notable number of adult smokers with around 38,000 individuals who smoke. Tonga. Tonga has a relatively lower number of adult smokers compared to some other Pacific Island nations, with approximately 18,000 individuals who smoke. Vanuatu. Vanuatu also has a lower number of adult smokers with an estimated 12,000 individuals who smoke. Iceland. Iceland has a low smoking prevalence, and public health spending on smoking-related issues is focused on prevention and cessation. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia faces challenges in reducing smoking rates due to cultural factors.